Is online dating worthwhile? What do you do with the guy who's in 1 month and out the next? And if your boyfriend is flirting with other women but always has, how do you handle the situation now that you found out you hate it? Welcome to Alice Markets, week number 33, and I have a question for you. How would you like to come meet me in Miami? I am considering coming to Miami in March next year, and it's going to be a one-off little trip where I thought I could meet you and perhaps even put on a special event. So if that sounds pretty cool to you, or if you're around the US and like the idea, I'd love to hear from you. Pop it in the comments below saying me, I'd love to, something like that, and I can get in touch and assess numbers if it's worth doing. What do you think? Hey, if it fills up, LA, New York, feeling me? Let's get straight into the questions. It's number 33, and the first question today comes from Gulab. Make sure you subscribe before we get started. As always, hit the bell, and let's get into it. Gulab says, love it, Mark. I've heard another coach on YouTube say that online dating is a waste of time 95% of the time. What is your opinion on this? Do you think guys are more likely to respect/value someone they earn a date with through real-life interactions as opposed to someone they met up with after messaging on an app? I'm also really looking forward to the texts to never send to a guy video. That one will be out. That one will be out tomorrow. So that's on its way, Gulab. Is online dating a waste of time? I actually YouTube searched this phrase and I found a bunch of videos, well, a few videos who said, yes, it is. And do you know what the #1 search result was? MGTOW. And we all know how positive their attitudes are towards all things women. Nonetheless, is online dating a waste of time? No, it's definitely not, Gulab, and I can say this with certainty. I will have all my clients try online dating as part of their program. 20 to 25%, I've seen the numbers 22, 24, around that percentage of couples today meet online. That's a fact. Now, online dating, you have to know its strengths and its weaknesses. If you use it as a crutch, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I have clients who get too reliant on it, and I say, we're going to get you to meetups, we're going to get you to mixed sports, we're going to get you to more social events, we're going to get you meeting guys on the street, in the cafeteria, in the lift, everywhere else. Because if you're just meeting guys online, it can be a slow process in terms of actually meeting them. You can meet 10 guys in one meetup. Realistically, though you could meet 3 in theory in a night, you're probably not going to be meeting more than 3 a week online. So it's a slower process if you're relying just on that. Now, online has a major strength, big strength. You can meet so many men. Any woman that comes to me and says, there are no men, Mark, I can't meet any men, there's 100. I had one client in Singapore, she said, there's no men here, and I said, how many men did you swipe through on Tinder this week? She said, maybe about 100. There's men. Online gives us this incredible ability to meet enormous numbers of people. The problem is most of us don't know how to handle it and don't know how to use it. And, I'll add this in, and we approach online dating with the same expectations we approach live dating with, which is going to spit you the hell out. Online dating is very different to live dating, and you need to know that before you get into it or you're going to hate it. You are going to make a lot more low-level connections. Most women I talk to, most men I talk to who say online dating sucks have met up with less than 10 people from it. That's a fact. You have to go into online dating, understand you're going to have to meet up with a lot of people, you're going to have to churn through an enormous amount of numbers, not just meeting, but texting, before you find the golden needle in the haystack. You have to approach it with that expectation. You have to know a lot of the interactions are going to be shit. You have to know that you can just laugh those off and that all this is okay. It's part of the process. If you were to have as many low quality interactions live as you did online, the world would be a very odd place. You'd have an enormous amount of disrespectful, shallow connections. It just wouldn't be all that nice. But online, that's part of it. You take the good with the bad. You have this enormous pool of men. You use online to meet men, not get to know. And then you get off and you meet them in real life. And you get to know them, rather, in real life. That's what online does. Your grandmother could never have met as many men in a month as you could meet in a day. But you have to know the strength of it. It's about meeting and connecting, and then everything else from there goes offline. Very important. But great question, Gulab, and I'll have that video for you within 24 hours. Second question is from Friedabar, and Friedabar says, wow, you are better than Matthew Hussey. How did that get in there? Third question is from Nikki BS. And Nikki BS says, hey Mark, how do you change an orbiter? Now, I didn't know what an orbiter was until, well, I thought I knew what an orbiter was, but this is different. A guy who disappears for weeks/months and then circles back, it's like he's a shark, with full intensity for a couple of weeks, only to disappear again. And if not, how do I get over him? Every time I give up pursuing him, he seems to sense it, like a shark, and reaches out, and we will have a lot of contact/see each other, often where he is putting in a lot of effort until he starts to get lazy and the effort decreases to the point where I am the one making all the initiation and the meetups are all on his terms, i.e. late at night, at his house, once friends have left, yada yada yada. Or not at all. Once I give up initiating and doing all the effort, the contact is non-existent for a couple of weeks to months until he reaches out again and the whole cycle repeats itself. This has been going on for about a year now. Is there any way I can gain his respect back so he doesn't pull away after the next time he reaches out? Or should I just move on from him? And if so, how? Because I find it hard to say no when he's reaching out and trying to win me over again. Hopefully this helps out some other girls too, because I feel like orbiters are a type of guy a lot of us struggle with at some point in our lives. Great question, Nikki, and I agree. A lot of women are struggling with this type of guy. Now, I have two kind of general points to make about this situation and this guy. The first one is, what do you want to do with it? Because if you're trying to get the guy, it's a little different as if you're trying to get over the guy. If you want to get the guy, here's what you got to do. What's happening is that this guy is seeing you as this high-value woman. He's wanting you. You don't need him. You're in your I'm single until further notice mindset. You're in your single but dating mindset. And he's like, cool, this woman's really attractive. I have a video actually coming out on this. I thought it was already out, but I checked and it wasn't. It's coming out in a few weeks. How to keep a guy chasing. I talk about a client story. Have a watch of that. Once it's out, I'll put the link in the description. But you've got this great mindset. The same one from the How to Make Him Chase You video of I'm single, but I'm dating. And the guy comes in because he's so attracted to that. And then what's happening, at some point you are transitioning to doing most of the work. And that's the point that I want to get at. Because at some point it's going from he's putting in the effort and then you're obviously going, this is amazing, this guy's so great. And you're then taking over the reins and like, I'll ride this horse. At some point, that fine balance of like chaser, chasee is being broken off. Like he's coming and then you're like, I got this. And he's like, whoa, get away. And he comes back because he misses you and you've got over it. And then he comes in and then basically what's happening, there's a point in this interaction where you're no longer investing in a man who's investing in you. You're over-investing. You're not in the reciprocating, you're going way over. You're taking over the reins from him. So that's the point where you have got to maintain that single but dating mindset. Because this guy's coming in and he's being so attracted to you, and then you're getting so sold on him, and what I imagine is happening is you're going, this is great, I really want this to work out now, I can't wait to have a relationship with him, and he's like, what? I'm still single but dating, I'm just still selling myself, what? And then he pulls away, and the same cycle keeps repeating itself. This is why you're having like a few great weeks and then a couple of months off. Whereas what should be happening is this guy comes in and you're constantly calibrating to his effort. So he puts in effort, okay, you put a bit of effort back in him. But he stops putting in effort, okay, you stop putting it back on him. Your calibrations right now are so misaligned that they're happening in periods of time of months rather than days how it should be. Okay, he stops putting in a bit of effort, you stop putting in a bit of effort. You're transitioning quickly from one mindset to the other and the guy is sensing it, and he's not wanting to chase anymore. Whereas what you want to do is you want to very slowly change that single but dating mindset as he puts in more effort. So he puts in the effort, you put in a little more. He takes away, you take away a little more. You're not going to have this month-to-month pattern. You might have a bit of a day-to-day pattern, but he's going to respect you and eventually sell himself on the idea because you've shown you respect yourself and you're not willing to jump out of your single mindset for just any man. Now, other scenario, you want to fuck this guy off. You want to get over him, in which case this is a boundaries issue. See, the thing is, this guy can keep coming back because every time he does, you take him back. And it's the inability for you to put those boundaries in place. Your boundaries are leaking and you're basically putting your feelings ahead of your self-respect and letting yourself be sold on this guy, even though he's behaving the way he has been. So a few things. Practice saying no. Not just with this guy, that's obviously something you're struggling with, but practice saying no in other areas of your life. It's scary, but I promise you when you get good at it, you're going to feel freaking fantastic about yourself. Second point, see other men. Make sure you're chatting to other men, getting guys who respect you, getting guys who are putting in the effort. It's going to make you a lot less likely to just blindly follow your feelings when this guy comes back out of the blue and says, oh, I want you again. You're going to go, no, actually, I've got men who put effort into me now. Sorry, bro. What was the other thing? Visualization. Oh, the other thing is to do visualizations. And this is something I'll do with clients, is think about, if I date someone with this pattern and it doesn't change, how does my relationship look in 5 years? Actually go into your nervous system, close your eyes and imagine that pain. Imagine waking up every day next to someone. You don't know if he's going to leave. You don't know if he's going to put in effort, how insecure, unsure, unloved you're feeling every single day. And that's going to bring you back next time he comes back and is like, hey, I missed you. You're going to be like, nah, I know where that leads. So 3 little tools there for improving your boundaries in this situation. And depending on whether you do want to get him back and fix the pattern, get his respect back versus just get over him, a couple of strategies you can do that. Good question, Nikki. I like you. Final question is from Hamijari no Orari. Hamijari no Orari. Hi, Mark. You are a great couch. Thanks, Orari. I love people sitting on me. I would love to hear your opinion on this. I'm in a relationship for 2.5 years and I really love my boyfriend and I know he loves me too. He always talks about a future together and involves me in his life a lot. Great. I accept that I'm insecure. Awesome. I've checked his messages and I know that's wrong. Yeah, good call. I have to work on that, but he's too flirty and that makes me feel jealous. He doesn't do it all the time, at least not in front of me, but that makes me doubt about his capacity of being faithful in the future. He says that is innocent with no further intentions. He's been like this since I met him. He was like that to me too, and this is important. I have to admit, that attracted me, and here we are almost 3 years later. He likes attention, not only from females, but people in general. He says he's not a cheater, but even if not physical contact, I find it disrespectful. Since he thinks he's not doing anything wrong, he still does it like automatically. What should I do? This is affecting our relationship because I'm anxious almost all the time and I'm afraid of being cheated on. I can't trust 100% and it's exhausting. Okay, Owari, this is important. And this is important to you out there as well. Is if a guy is like something at the beginning, if a guy has a certain behavior, if he acts a certain way, you've got to expect that to continue. Of course people change, of course people can be motivated to change, or sometimes they change naturally, but you can't get into a relationship banking on it. You can't go, oh, I love this trait now, and I'm going to hate it in 2-3 years when I actually am closer to the guy. Right? You can't expect that change. I've had this personally. You know, my dancing job, I've had women who go, that's great, it's really cool. 2 years later, fucking hate that he dances. Right? It doesn't work that way. You love this about him at the start and he's still doing it now, and now you're saying, well, I hate it. Now, the one thing I do want to touch on here is you did say, I find it disrespectful. My question to you is, did you find it disrespectful at the beginning? Because if you found it disrespectful at the beginning, why did you date the guy? Seems like a fair question. Now, if you didn't find it disrespectful at the beginning, or, you know, if you overlooked it, or maybe you go, no, it really is disrespectful. This isn't my insecurities talking, Mark, I swear. I'm actually finding this disrespectful. And check yourself there. Be brutally honest, because if you didn't find it disrespectful at the beginning and you do now, it could well be your insecurities talking. But if you are legitimately feeling disrespected all the time, then this is something you've got to chat to him about. But the reality is, if he's been like this all the time, it's probably not likely that he's going to change his behavior. So what you've really got to do is go, do I trust him? Do I trust him, and has he done anything to show me that he would cheat, or to go against my trust, to show that he's not worthy of my trust? And if he has earned your trust and he hasn't done anything to demonstrate he's not worthy of your trust, then you can't expect him to change who he is based on what he's been so far. Now, there was something you said at the end here. I feel like I'm anxious all the time, and there's definitely some self-work to do here. For example, if you're feeling anxious and worried that he's going to cheat, And I've got a video coming out on this too. If you're feeling this feeling, then your thoughts are probably going, he's going to leave me for her. I'm not good enough to keep him. You'll be familiar with these thoughts and feeling thoughts like this all the time. Well, you want to have antidote thoughts. You want to know, okay, I'm feeling this thought, he's going to leave me for her, and you need to know what to think to make yourself feel better. He's going to leave me for her. He can leave me for her. He'd just be an idiot to do so. How much more empowering is that thought, right? I'm not good enough to keep him. I'm not good enough to keep him. If he cheated, it would prove that he's not good enough to keep me. What does this do? It puts trust in his corner and it reassures you that if the worst were to happen, you'd be just fine. You're not going to put needy or insecure actions out there and hold him responsible for your feelings. You're going to remind yourself that, hey, I have value here, and if he was to blow it, yeah, that would suck, but it would be his loss. And these are antidotes to these jealous feelings. Now, sometimes they can be hard to absorb, and that's why you also want to use these as triggers to work on yourself. Okay, he's out meeting people, he's in his social environment. Do you know what? I'm going to push myself as well. I'm going to go with my friends, I'm going to do a new sport, I'm going to do my own thing so that I feel like $1,000,000. And I can really believe if he was to cheat on me, he'd be an idiot to do so. I can believe that with all my heart and soul. So, Orari, look, if you're feeling genuinely disrespected, you will have to chat to him about defining respect in your relationship. But I would definitely have brutal self-honesty. Go, do I find this disrespectful, or is it just my insecurities talking here? Ask yourself that. And if it is, go, well, this is what I loved about him in the first place. I don't want to change him. This is actually fucking fantastic that I still find this guy so attractive. Now I'm going to reassure myself and go out and kick ass in my own life just to remind myself how great I am. Really good question, Owari, and thank you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, all 3-4 of our participants today. Put your question, boom, below in the in the comment section. Put your question in the comments. I want to hear it. I'll answer it on the next Ask Mark if it's really good. I've got a bit of a backlog now, so it might take a little bit of time, but post your question, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and don't forget, Miami. Would you like me to do a seminar in Miami? Would you like to hang out in Miami? I'd love to see you there. It'll be roughly March next year. Expressions of interest, write me, or I want to meet you, Mark. Write something in the comments and I will personally, take your name down and we can chat and go, okay, would this time, this date work for you? And like I say, if Miami, if that fills and it's popular, I reckon LA and New York would be a go as well. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure you subscribe. Great Ask Mark. Really enjoyed it. I'll have another video out for you tomorrow and I'll see you in it really soon.